Didn't mean to do that, but good to know you can cancel it. Alright, so the plan for this session, at least to start, I want to go check out the different settlements and see if people are saying different things now that the time is the story is fast forward 5 years. There doesn't seem to be any story related reason to come back here, but I just want to see. Because, like, I know Northreach is kind of useless at this point. Because the Empire has moved its capital to the Crystal Dominion.
Tell your curse breakers they're welcome in Lost Wing anytime, both for the coin they spend and the news they bring.
Yeah, a reminder that we turned off subtitles last time. Someone replied to me on Reddit when I asked if non-English lines will be subtitled, even with subtitles off, and they will, so we're all set.
Good day to you, Sid.
Might turn off ambient subtitles.
What about the curse? Can't you use a crystal instead?
I'll be fine. Besides, the village can't be using its last few crystals to do its dirty laundry.
By curse, I'm assuming that petrification thing. I think the petrification thing was not something that was widely known.
You're quite talented with that rod of yours.
I've caught my share with it, as did my grandfather before.
I mean, I only note that because people are talking about the curse everywhere now.
The crystals we get from the tail are all but worthless.
If you ever need a room, Sid, just say the word. I'll have a bed made up while you're in, and that goes for your friends too.
So, Barrels. Good to see you, Sid, as always. Master Quentin's out back.
Hello, Sid. Take a seat where you like.
And what brings you to the Hanged Man today? Lest you wonder... Yes. If you must know. However... regrettably... Until next time, Sid.
Man, this is a game about accelerationism, isn't it? Well, not accelerationism as we know it, but like, you know, let's make things really bad so that they'll get better. Like, in the hope that things will. I mean, the goal is beneficial, presumably. In order to get there, though, things have to get really bad. Just want to go check this out real quick. What is this? Is that lock on? I didn't know you could do that.
Farewell.
Well, that changes everything. I did not know you could use L1 to lock on. Wait, I can ride a chocobo around. Good test to see what happens with enemies around. Okay, so you just have to outrun them.
flames!
I honestly don't remember this. Oh right, yeah, this is where he snuck in with Sid, but we never explored the outside, so... At least I don't think we did.
Run like the wind.
Still don't know what those are.
Come on. I can walk from here. See that you get a good price. I always do. Fly, Ambrosia.
Probably worth checking out Northreach, and we'll head to Moor as well. Other places are just kind of landmarks. I don't see a reason to go to each of them. I'll go check out the Penitent's Gate.
That'll do, girl.
The granaries are almost empty. If you're looking to partake in the Meadow's bounty, now might be your last chance.
Up! You'll not find a bruised pippin in the bushel.
Fresh cuts. Come and get them
All
before they
anyone ever
go.
wants anymore is water. Great. How am I supposed to make a living?
There's talk that the Glassgate flood has finally spread to the worm.
But that'd mean half of Oriflamme's under Aoife.
Oof, so Oriflamme is like a total wreck right now.
Citizens are free to come and go as they please. Checkpoint's open to all. You'll find little beyond Northreach, though. When the throne moves south, unless with any sense followed.
Did you hear? The gates to Heaven Hall in the Eyrie were breached by someone. Or something. Steward was in town.
I want to see you again tonight. But the captain's late with our pay.
It's all right. I'll be waiting.
Time was there were great coin sacks swinging from every belt in town. Not anymore. Since the capital moved, they're all shriveled to the size of peas.
Seeing as business is scarce these days, the Dame decided we should all learn to read. I only wish she had some smaller books. My arms ache something fierce.
It's been too long. The realm may have changed. I will admit, I fancy yours, meanwhile. Before there was a Northreach. But alas, not everyone left the capital. In a few short moons, the Veil does what it can. Be sure to give my regards to Otto, won't you?
What am I going to do without sweet water and oil of talc? Still no caravan from the
We should find a caravan south. Look, there's still time.
What's the point in patrolling? The bands have all followed the coin to Twinside.
got a spot on the Dominion walls. You'll need to do better than that.
I was like, I thought the same person who was drying those same sheets 5 years ago, right?
Not many travellers heading north these days. What with the fields barren and the Penitent's Gate closed.
Ready, girl?
Haven't had a decent harvest in 5 years. Believe it.
Let's drop by more real quick.
Thanks, girl.
If you're looking for a meal and a bed, I suggest you continue up the road to Northridge. You'll find little here but dust and despair, and certainly none of the bounty these parts once offered.
I told you we should have gone to the Dominion. I told you!
How was I supposed to know the rye would all blacken after the mother fell? 20 years we served that man, and this is the thanks we get. I hope the bastard chokes on a bowl of fucking desert porridge.
I've got nothing to sell you, traveller. Barely enough for ourselves.
There was a time this place would have been stacked high with sacks of rye and barley and spelt. Then Drake's head vanished, and our livelihoods with it. Now all we have are memories.
Who does he think he is? Making me sweep up like I'm bloody branded.
When the crystal cracked, so did the preacher. Stopped giving sermons. And then one day he was just gone.
Hey, I tried.
Let's go.
Away, traveler. The Penitent's Gate remains closed by order of the Imperial Throne.
We watch over a corpse that does not yet know it's dead. The least we can do is see it is not defiled any further.
God damn, I wish I would have been able to go to Oriflamme. I know we got to see a little bit in the cutscene, but damn. Such a missed opportunity for me. That's a very Final Fantasy XV development. A lot of places I wanted to go in that game, but we only ever got the open world. Like the open spaces in between all the cool places. I have kind of a feeling that this game is going to be like that too. Maybe with like Final Fantasy 17 or 18 or 19, we'll have like big cities with this graphical fidelity to run around in. Okay, that being said, I'm glad I came by this way because all the characters and all the people are still attuned to current events. Nice to hear their perspective. Also learned how to lock on, so that's a more practical benefit.
I'm at it decent.
Oh, and if you're someone from the future watching this,
No need to run from here.
my RP walking in the open world is getting annoying. Which my reasoning is, in real life you wouldn't sprint from town to town. You'd run out of energy real quick. So, like, walking or jogging makes sense. But if you're getting tired of that, a chocobo is an in-universe reason not to RP walk. So, that's going to speed things up.
All anyone ever wants anymore is water and grain.
Up! You'll not find a bruised pippin in the bushel. Let's go. Run like the wind.
Let's see if I can remember how to get back to Lost Wing from here.
You deserve a rest.
There's no coin to be had in this miserable land, even if they wanted to trade with us.
I know. It was hard for us Dalmex here in Sanbreque before the capital fell, but now we'd be stoned if we even approached Northreach.
Okay, I had to look. That's not how you get there.
Fly, Ambrosia.
That'll do, girl.
See that you get a good price.
Where's Gav?
Gav should be back by now.
I hear there's... trouble in Rosaria.
But none of the curse breakers have returned.
Ah, Clive! Oh, I've missed that scowl.
Where's my report?
What, no kind words for your old pal Gav?
If it's kind words you're after, you're fishing in the wrong barrel. Now sit down, you fool.
So, You remember how quick the Empire was to occupy the Dominion after the fall of Drake's head? And how pissed off all the other nations were that they didn't think to do it first?
Half a century of independence gone at the whim of a madman. So much for their bloody treaty.
Clearly, the promise of unblighted land and the world's supply of crystals was too much for his radiance to resist. And now the Republic's finally decided to follow suit, using liberation as an excuse to declare war on Sanbreque. Lined up right outside the Dominion's gates as we speak, looking to starve the Imperials into submission.
And now all eyes are on the Strait of Author.
While the two nations beat their shields, the rest sharpen their daggers, ready to set upon the war-weary victor. They'll never see us coming. It's time we moved on the mother crystals. Four mother crystals remain in Storm and Ash. Drake's Breath near Ironhome. Drake's Fang in Dhalmekia. Drake's Spine in Waloed. And Drake's Tail here in the Crystalline Dominion.
With the bulk of the Republican army marching to Twinside, Drake's Fang will be left exposed.
That is exactly the move Kupka would anticipate. And if there is anything these past 5 years have taught us, is that he loves his traps. There is one place, however, where nobody will be expecting us to go.
Drake's Breath.
There's a shitload of sea between us and it, and I've never been much of a swimmer.
I have an acquaintance in Port Isolde who may be able to help.
Who's that then?
My uncle, Byron Rosfield.
Lord Byron Rosfield of the Seven High Houses, the trade magnate with holdings in over 100 cities. Wait, Rosfield. And you're a Rosfield, of course.
My uncle's name gave him his start in the world, but it was his acumen which earned him his fortune, along with a handsome fleet of ships.
Well, it's settled then. What are we waiting for, eh? Huh?
What are we waiting for, indeed?
Waiting for me to do a whole bunch of side quests.
Think it's all right to touch him?
Don't wave at me.
Won't be long now, Martel. They'll try your apples soon enough. Sid, I was hoping to speak to you.
Is everything all right?
Oh, yeah, it's just, well, as you know, we've been trying to grow fruit down here.
It's good to know that something of the old Hideaway still lives on.
Martel's pride and joy. It was a sapling when she rescued it from the rubble, but look at it now. All our hard work's finally paying off. I took it on, you see, after she died, and now the fruit's finally ready to eat. And not only is it ready, it's actually tasty. Sweet as you like, in fact. She bred the bitter right out of it.
Impressive. And welcome news to more than a few, I'd say.
I thought this first harvest could go to the curse breakers, on account of all they do for the Hideaway. You couldn't take them some, could you? Seems better them coming from you.
It'll be nice being the bearer of good news for a change.
Oh, thank you. She always had a soft spot for that lot, see? And once they've had their share, I'll see to it that everyone else gets some. Here you go. Martel apples, they're called, in honor of her memory. You hear that, Martel? Today's finally the day.
It's not the ether. It's the
Did you come through the forge today? It smells like a still.
And you say Sid built this place? There was a time I only had eyes for Otto. But then I saw the light, and his name is Cole.
What's the matter, Nectar? The hunt board? It's where the curse breakers post sightings of particularly fearsome beasts. Those that might pose a threat to our operations if they were left to roam free. Just because they can't be dealt with when they're spotted, doesn't mean they can't be dealt with later. Was that what you wanted to know? Right. Well, leaving your mightiness aside for the moment, the people of Valisthea are going through a lot already. What with the Blight and the war, the last thing they need is ungodly fiends terrorizing them on top of everything else. So if the curse breakers are too busy to help, then perhaps I can. Or at least I can try. don't think so.
Oh wow, so the two islands is just a very small part of a larger world. Cool, but what are these little points here? I think I saw that on my way back here, but I thought it was a normal enemy. I think I know where that is. There's a band called Belphegor, I believe. Believe I know where that is as well. So let's finish up this side quest and then we'll get a sense of where to go with the main quest. But then I'm gonna go take care of these.
So Martha's all right.
Yep. Others weren't so lucky, though.
You two look like you could use something to eat. Here. Courtesy of Martel.
Oh, you said courtesy of my towel.
Martel. Now, where have I heard that name before?
Weren't she the girl from the Furrows?
Course she was. An odd sort, that one. Loved plants more than people.
Aye, and brave as a bane might. Remember when she ran back into the hideaway to collect them trees when Titan attacked? Wait.
These aren't those apples, are they? Well, I'll be. She'd have been proud, and rightly so. Thank you, Sid.
A gift from the backyard. For your service.
Blimey, these take me back. I haven't seen a hideaway apple since. Old Sid was the only one who could stomach the things. He'd nab 'em right from the branch, made Martel livid. Not that anyone could stay mad at the man for long.
That sounds like the Sid I knew, all right.
Planning on keeping that lot to yourselves, were you? Hang on. These aren't Martels, are they? I'm glad to see someone carried on what she started. Can't have been easy, not in the Deadlands. Reckon she'd be happy knowing all her hard work didn't go to waste. Clive, tell the lad down in the backyard to run some over for me, will you?
Not so much as a thank you. Well, I've got some manners at least. Thanks, Sid. You can leave the basket with me. I'll see that the others get their share. Oh, and give our compliments to the gardener, won't you?
That was the last of the apples. I should head to the backyard and pass along everyone's regards.
Not that I'm planning a journey.
How are you doing?
How are you doing? Hey, pretty good impression, huh?
Oh, same old.
So, and Sid? But he's still with us too. Quick look.
That's what I like to see.
Always something in there.
Oh, Clive! Welcome to the Patron's Whisper.
The Patron's Whisper? Does that mean someone else is taking care of our friend's donations?
Oh no, that's still me. It's just Karen has her toll, Blackthorn has his hammer. I thought a new name might liven things up. I still catalogue every item that arrives, in addition to setting aside those tokens of appreciation the sender has specified are to be presented to you personally. Would you like to see if we have any? Business is busy. Still, words are immortal. Your benefactors are a generous lot. Here you are. You earned this. All done?
I'm gonna as shit. Better believe it. Trying to save up for this.
My favorite pupil. How may I help you today? I have the details here.
She has the deets.
Here you are. The state of the realm is ever-changing, Clive.
Them old apples were enough to
That broom's as ragged as goat's locks.
I hear there's trouble in Rosaria.
Think it's all right to touch him?
I touched the dog. I'll kill your ass.
Cursebreakers sent their thanks. And their compliments. They were clearly very fond of Martel.
They remembered her? After all these years? I suppose she was very kind, even to a tongue-tied lummox like me. You were one of the good ones, Martel. Why did you have to die? She put everything into her work. She wasn't going to rest until we had fruit sweet enough to enjoy. And now we do. When she died, I named a sapling after her. And now it's a full-grown tree. Martel lives on through the fruit it bears.
And through you. Her dream would have died with her, had you not kept it alive. That's something to be proud of.
I didn't do anything really, but thank you. You're kinder to me than I deserve.
By the way, Otto's expecting some of your crop. And I wouldn't mind some of it either, if that's not too much to ask.
Of course not. I'll see that you're both well provided for. They like your fruit, Martel. Isn't that wonderful? I'd say it's about time we planted you some siblings, don't you think?
Felt like that quest took forever. Just a lot of dialogue. Where's my lore dude? I'm not gonna go see him right now, but I'm just trying to find where he is.
How much water can a flower drink? Did you come through the forge today? It smells like a still.
Ah, he's over here. Okay, let's just go see if there's anything new. I highly doubt there's going to be a whole lot.
Everyone used to live in the sky. Where did they get this? They ain't flying.
Is there something I might assist you with, Clive? I have compiled some new entries, if you would like to see them. You wish to study the tomes? door to the shelves shall ever be open.
Everyone used to live in the sky. Where did they keep their fish? Fish, silly.
Your uncle always seemed a kindly soul, if a little eccentric.
Finish with that log so we can call it a morning.
Alright, so not going there quite yet. I guess we are going there quite yet. Okay. Hawkscry Cliff. From these heathered highlands one might catch a glimpse of Rosalith Castle and everything else in between.
Do you think it was wise to leave, Gav? He didn't seem pleased.
I needed his eyes and nose in Dhalmekia. I'm not about to let Kupka take us unawares. Besides, he has a knack for that sort of thing.
That he does.
And wasn't it Sid who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance? Especially should one of his beloved opportunities to grow and change present itself.
I always knew that I would return one day. Return to Ironhome.
For what?
After learning the truth, you were given the chance to face your past. If I am to continue at your side, I must do the same.
We will face it together then.
To the end.
Come on.
How far do you think your mother's reach extends? Will we find the same tragedy in the south as we did at Martha's Rest?
More than likely. Which is why we should hurry. There are still many settlements between here and Port Isolde. We visit as many as we can and hear their stories. Starting with the village of Amber.
No chocobo quite yet. Not for my first visit to areas.
Company.
Sickle! Fire and flood!
I'm guessing that's the port, and that's Rosaria.
Mockery of justice is what it is. Lord Elwyn would never have stood for this.
Quiet, you! Thought they were loyalists.
Jill, look.
Rosaria must be cleansed of the stain which befouls her, that she might rise once again from the ashes to welcome a new dawn. 'Twould be a pity to make examples of you all, for the transgressions of but a handful.
Of course, your lordship. You shall have our full cooperation.
What business could the Black Shields have in a village this small? There's barely room to hide a bearer.
Then they must be here for something else.
You fancy dancing a gallows jig like the miller's son?
All right, I heard you the first time.
I ain't got much, but what's mine is yours, for a price. I suppose we won't be seeing you again.
Excuse me, but what was all that about earlier?
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. There've been attacks on the garrison, supplies stolen. They even say a Black Shield was murdered. The Empire wants answers, and what the Empire wants, Empire gets.
Don't they just?
Keep your ears open, eh? The Black Shields will pay good coin for information on the culprits. You'd have to be dull as a sack of stones to think you could take on the Empire, or their 100 full legions.
There was a time my husband might have stood up to those men. Though back then, he wouldn't have needed to.
I'm assuming there was also a time your husband kept your treasure chest in the house.
We're going hunting for outlaws. How do you like that, boy?
God, the music in this game is so good. It's good in every Final Fantasy, but it's really good here.
Run along now, before one of the boys starts thinking you're something you're not.
What do those knights want, Father?
I told you to stay in the house. Go on.
Word is, Port Isolde's closed her gates to all but the Highborn, and now a great camp sprung up along the walls.
You seen him, didn't you?
I'm sorry.
The Black Shields. Just now. You seen them, didn't you? At least I think there was a Black Shields. Can't say I ever saw one before.
Was this the first time they visited the village?
What do you think? Amber's the arse end of nowhere. And they thought we might be harboring firebrands. Huh. If only we were. I might have turned them in and become a Black Shield myself.
You don't think these firebrands the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
I don't know. But we need to find out. Greetings, friend. We are travelers.
I know that. What do you want?
We couldn't help noticing those Imperial soldiers who were here earlier.
Don't you go telling these strangers a thing. I speak for the people of this village, and we have nothing more to say to you. You are to leave Amber and never come back.
May I at least ask why?
I don't know who you are or what brings you here, but your presence puts us all in grave danger. The Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great, and its justice swift. But as long as we keep our heads down and pay our tributes, we are left alone. Some might call it submission. But if it will spare my people the Viceroy's wrath, then I will gladly submit. This village will not become another Eastpool.
Then we shall be on our way. These people live with a knife to their throats. In the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother will show them mercy.
Obedience bought with fear.
Are you all right?
Sorry, It's nothing. We still don't know who the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, whoever they are, the Imperials deem them worth pursuing to the back of beyond. But other than Martha, who else in Rosari would have the courage to stand against the Empire? A new ally would certainly be welcome. Can we find them before the Imperials do? Perhaps the next village will yield more answers.
Perhaps.
This pass will take us through the mountains.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks here.
I should go explore that. I'll be right back.
my mother's men.
Get him!
Those plants thought they could take advantage of the chaos. Nope. Maybe locking on is not always advised. Felt like I had... Well, I was being a little reckless with that one, because I was just kind of spamming strong attacks just to get it to stagger quick, but I think having greater mobility would have helped me out a bit more. Oh, it's just another way to get there.
blood, Clive.
And still wet.
You were told to stay in your homes.
The Black Shields.
You know who we are. And still, you would bear your steel. Why then, we owe you our thanks. You have saved us the trouble of an interrogation. To dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these, our swords we swear.
Say that again. I'll show you a true shield of Rosaria. Tell me what I want and the end will be swift. Who are you looking for?
Why, you. We come bearing a message. Your friends have been found. The branded you freed from our camps. They await you in Ordeal. Guardians of the Flame.
Those are Old Hill's gates.
Then we hurry.
Well, not until I check this area out. You mean they weren't guarding anything? Man. That's okay, though. Looks suspicious.
Ever since the apology, we've seen more and more of these echoes.
What do you think is waking them? Have the mother crystals collapsed?
I have an idea. You're not going to like it.
I'll go back in just a second. I'm going to wait for my AoEs to recharge. Just deliver them into the tornado.
This one.
Okay, I'm not back to where I was before I decided to turn around. Let's go fight those black shields. Well, the plants first. Whoops. That's cute. Wonder what it does. See how that goes.
Your journey ends here.
find something, boy. Death.
Oh, found her.
This was my mother's doing.
But why? Why would anyone...
I don't know. I never truly understood her. But this...
Oh, Clive.
I will learn what madness drives her, and I will end it. We should go.
Yes.
We can't leave them here like this.
We won't. But if the Black Shields have made it this far south, they may already be in Port Isolde.
Let's take a look around, see if there's any treasure chests they left unguarded in their absence, so to speak. Ah, that's what that connects to.
We're approaching Buick Bridge. Though I doubt the Empire would let us cross over to Rosalith.
didn't happen to come by way of Oldhill, did you? Saw some Imperials clad in black making for the docks just the other day. The next morn, you couldn't see the sun for all the ravens.
I did, Mummy. I could hear him shouting from down the road.
Hush, no. You didn't hear nothing.
They tell us there's a curfew, but then refuse us passage back to our homes.
We won't survive another night.
Passage to the provincial capital is restricted to Imperial Army personnel.
The gates are closed! Be gone!
They're all Rosarian.
But this is their home.
Dude, look at the castle in the mist. That is so cool. Give me a second. Ah, crotch shot. Thanks, Clive. BRB. Get you out of there. A little lo-fi. Gotta follow the rule of thirds.
The Empire would have us live in the Deadlands.
You find no succor to the South Travellers, nor beyond the Buet. The Empire has seen fit to banish us from our own land.
Don't go thinking you'll find refuge in the houses outside Port Isolde. The place is a wretched hive of thieves and blackguards.
If they remake like Final Fantasy VI, I hope it bears a lot of resemblance to this.
Get him!
The Lazarus. What happened to this place?
My mother happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance. Let's hope my uncle fared better. We should start with the main gates and see where that gets us.
We're not going to be able to explore in there. I have a feeling. Honestly, I feel kind of bad. They weren't bothering anyone. That's also a cool shot of Rosalind. Give me a second. I just want to take a picture of Clive. Not ever. I need that. I need these landscape shots.
That's the main gate. And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
Let us pass! My children are starving!
Have mercy.
Viceland's dogs they are! You can't ignore us forever!
Let us in, or we'll die on your doorstep!
Better out there than in here!
No, good enough for
Fuck off! Hang it, chinless bastards! Those crystals belong to us all!
I said, where were you, filth?
Back to your sties!
Cut you down where you stand!
Destroy it!
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in. I thought we might be able to reason with the guards. Or at least bribe them.
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought the same. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. Strictly speaking, no. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built, so that they could visit town without having to walk amongst the rabble. The Lazarus. We'll find our way into the city there.
If you're sure. The entire place looked abandoned. Do you think it's safe?
As long as it is abandoned.
The good news is we haven't seen a single black shield since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking for.
At the start of a new quest, I am going to go feed my cat and grab something to eat. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Alright, alright. Made myself some tea. The reason I got a late start, Crusader Kings 3 again. As much as this game takes inspiration from Game of Thrones, Crusader Kings 3 is... that's my personal Game of Thrones. I'll read this one. I haven't been reading them, but I'll read this one. Lazarus District, an exclusive walled residential area situated just outside the eastern edge of Port Isolde. It was once the jewel in the city's crown and home to many of the nobles of the duchy. However, after the empire moved its capital to the crystalline dominion, Port Isolde was all but abandoned, and this once grand district was soon overrun with thieves and cutthroats.
This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
Ugh, I'm loving the vibe of this place.
Not abandoned, then.
Oi! Visitors!
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out. Or not.
Using ignition to kind of just wrangle all of them, or corral everyone to a point, and then using the tornado move is just the coolest stuff. Like the sniping them from the ground with magic. Like I could be jumping up and hitting them, but I just like poking at them with spells. I'm just trolling. It's so much fun.
I've only ever seen one man fight like that. And he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died. Huh? Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us. Founder, it really is you.
It is. So wait.
We can speak inside.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye, the foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord, but in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge.
Then so do we. Make ready. This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Then let's hope Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
Could have sworn we watched Wade die. I thought his throat got cut. Does that mean that Dion is Annabella's son? Though I think he's around Clive's age.
I suppose we owe you our thanks. You spared us when you could have just as easily sent us to the mud.
Oh, buck up, man. At least you're not dead.
You're telling me that's the Archduke's son?
In the flesh. Saw him once when I was your age. He had that same look in his eyes.
Allow me to tend to your needs, my lord.
Does the price of that keep increasing?
I'm sure that it will prove useful. May it serve the cause well. I'm sure that it will prove useful. It has been an honor.
Tell us then, Sir Wade. What is your plan?
Nothing fancy. You, Lady Jill and I make for Buett Bridge, and provoke the main host at their encampment. Sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians, the Black Shields will call for reinforcements, who will be met from the rear by parties of my brothers hidden throughout the surrounding hills. This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge without fear of being overwhelmed. While the Black Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see, they prefer to fight in small units, which we can use to our advantage.
How small exactly?
Small enough, now that I have you and Lady Jill for company. I doubt I could have done this on my own.
But until we arrived, that was your plan. You haven't changed a bit.
So Wade, the bearers from Old Hill have been laid to rest.
Very good. Now make ready for battle.
As you command.
Thank you, Sir Wade. Perhaps now they will find peace.
There is but one thing which will grant them peace. Putting an end to the Black Shields.
And so we shall.
Ooh. Wei Chan is a party member now. Dude, I'm all about it. Major death flags on him, though. I have to admit. No one up here? Yeah, that's okay.
We'll keep them from the bridge. Don't
May the blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
How long have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their first village. We tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
I mean, there are party members in this game. It's just like in 13, you can't really control them, although I guess you can't develop them either. But if they keep shifting in and out of your party, it's basically a lot like Final Fantasy II, which you had like a lot of temporary party members.
Sideways. How was the Black Shields?
Come along now. We'll find another bridge.
The bastards are lucky I didn't have my axe.
There they are. On your command, my lord.
What is it now? I told you!
We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame.
Ha! You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could guard aught against the might of the Black Shields? Then come! Die along with your flame! For Azaria!
For Azaria!
Your petty revolution ends here. On these our swords we swear.
Bloody hell! Reinforcements from the far bank!
We were the Wyvern to fight their battles for them.
More dragons! Wolves. The Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't say I'm flattered.
A noble stand, albeit a misguided one. In taking it, you have but proven our point. That this land is in dire need of cleansing.
There's no one left to keep them occupied. We need to finish this.
You mean finish him?
I don't see any more.
Nor do I. The plan worked.
It did. It bloody worked. We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud! Lord, perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time being, at least.
Perhaps. Though I doubt my mother will take this loss well. She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all begin again. I often wonder if the nation we once knew is gone for good. Her fields rot. Her people starve. We battled to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place. Yet be that as it may, it is still our home, and we must fight for it. As we always have, and always will. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die. And her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends reinforcements? A sound strategy, my lord.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person I turned to after forming the Guardians. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to sneak over the wall.
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared suspicious.
And appearances must be maintained. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd seize his estate and send him to the gallows, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong move might prove his downfall. It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience, especially since you're famously dead.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I might have something which could help with the latter. It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it, and those who love Rosaria will know where your loyalties lie.
I shall wear it with pride.
Be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking you again. Unless you deserve it. If If only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you. Or the Lord Commander.
Thank you, Sir Wade. If there is ever anything you need.
I know. Go on now, my lord.
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance. Right to guess, my uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him, and means to string us up himself.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rosefield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue! You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod.
Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Meadow in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always were fond of that scene from The Saint of the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit. See that you use the good plates, Rutherford. So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster?
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us, then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
Your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing. The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy, but now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass. This will be fun.
Over there. Go on.
She's a fine ship, isn't she?
Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days.
Something on your mind?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that the lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
I'm gonna take this opportunity to go give my cat his medicine. I'll be back in a couple minutes. Alright, back at it. I'm gonna be wrapping up soon. I just want to find a good stopping point. Port Isolde. If you are the days when the air about the city's piers is not alive with the barks of busy stevedores, loading and unloading vessels hailing from all corners of the realm and beyond. Never seen that word before.
Only the Founder knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
Actually, you know, now that I can go and explore, it might be a good idea to just check on some things here at the Hideaway, end it for tonight, and then we could begin tomorrow by pursuing those hunts out in areas I've been to before.
It will be over soon. One way or another.
I'm hoping Jill has an interesting story in the Iron Kingdom. I want to like her character, but it's... I don't know, I'm just not feeling it. Yeah, okay, actually, next time we'll start with just checking out what's happening here, taking care of that side quest.
And he'd take a liking to you too if you gave him as many nuts as Nan does.
Okay, anyway, I'll end it right now, and we'll pick up tomorrow with side quests, hunts, and just doing stuff before heading out to the Iron Kingdom. I'll see you then.